A quick statement. It's pretty remarkable for the fact that we're already here at the end of the season with two regular season games left. It just feels like a week ago we were getting prepared to go over to Paris. So as the years go on, they seem to go by faster and faster. So it's one of the things I try to tell all of our kids is try to make sure that your feet are on the ground where you are and trying to enjoy every second of it, because before you know it's finished. And so many times in life you just get so far in front of yourself that you're waiting for the next thing to happen. I can't wait to graduate. I can't wait to get to college. I can't wait to start a job that you just don't take the time to enjoy the moment. And we try to sit there, and I try and tell them all that college, if you're smart, can be 4 or 5, now 6, 7, 8 years, at best 8 years of your life. And just to try to maximize every second of it, try to make sure you put yourself into the campus, make sure you get to know your teammates. Don't just be a basketball player, and enjoy the city. Our city has so much to offer. Get to know our fan base. Don't just be okay with, they come to cheer me. Get to know who they are. And, for Olivia and Riss, they've both been here for 5 years. And it's been great to see what they've been able to do, what they've been able to experience, and then to watch them grow into being the women that they are now. The changes that you see when the kid comes in as a freshman at 17, 18 years old to when they leave at 22 or 23, it's remarkable. And I'm really proud of both of them for where they started to where they finished. And I truly believe that when basketball is over, no matter when it is, they're both going to be successful. And at the end of the day, that's really what our goals are here. Sure, it's important to win games. I'm not stupid. But at the end of the day, knowing that they're prepared for life after basketball is the most important thing. And they have both given a ton to our program. They've both been a part of some exciting games and been a part of some crushing losses. But that's also what makes you into the person you are, is how do you handle the good, and then how do you get through adversity, get through the pain. And when you can learn that and you're able to handle it and not get too high or too low, then you're going to be ready for what life has in store for you. Because as we all know here, it's tough. It's tough, but tough times don't last, but tough people do. And then you've got Jada and Leah, who have both. Jada, of course, it's year 2 for her, and I'm really proud of her, especially where she's gotten this past month and a half, because she really is a kid that I thought had a ton of potential, but was just, I don't know, for some reason just wasn't willing to give in and just say, okay, I'm all in. And I really believe the last month and a half we've seen a different Jada Curry, not just at the offensive end, but on the defensive end. She's rebounded the ball, and it's been fun to watch. And she's got a personality. I've tried to bring that out of her, and then also try to help kids get tough. Understand, she had a shot on Sunday to win the game, but you've got to have the courage to take it. If you make it, God, everybody loves you, and if you miss it, then you deal with me. And we had a good laugh because on Monday, we were in the gym. I was sitting in the gym. They're doing some work in our office. So we're down on the floor. And I was talking to another one of her teammates, and she walked in opposite me across the court. And I was like, Jada, come here for a second. And she started walking on the court. And I said, hey, stop, right there. Right there, stop. She goes, yeah, I go, that's exactly where you missed that game-winning shot from. And she's like, oh, my God, are you kidding? But I told her, it's nice to see a smile, babe. I don't think you tried to miss that, right? And she's like, no. I said, nobody thought you did. I go, but the fact you had the courage to take it is what you're growing into, not just as a basketball player, but as a person. And I'm just really proud of the progress she has made. Jalea, she took a chance to leave a place where she had been for 3 years and had some success. And with the coaching change that took place with Katie retiring, it was an opportunity for her. It's like, hey, let's do something else. And we were just so thrilled when she decided to come up here and be a part of it. She has been someone that brings a lot of joy, a lot of laughter. She's got a great personality. And we've continued to challenge her and push her because she has the ability to change a basketball game when she wants to at the defensive end. Not everybody's going to score 18 points, but you can have just as much of an impact on this game if what you do as a leader at the defensive end and rebounding. And she's really embraced that. And hopefully we can finish out this next month here and just see her play some of the best basketball she's ever played. So I'll let you go, guys. Go ahead and ask questions now.
And Jeff, just talking about those seniors, since you have as many freshmen as you do, how important have, particularly Olivia and Marissa, who they've been here so long, how important have they been in just helping get those freshmen along?
Well, it's great to have players that have had experiences that they can share with freshmen. When you've got players that have been to a Final Four, they've been to 2 other Elite Eights, they know the ups and downs. They know the excitement that comes with a big win and then the pain that comes with a loss. But when it's not the last game of the season, they're also able to explain to them how, hey, you can go home tonight and be all mad and be upset and really feel bad, but when we step on this court tomorrow, we got to put that aside and start getting better. So, yeah, it's very valuable to have that type of experience, and I thought those kids did a great job. And Julia's a kid that played in the Elite Eight at Miami as well. So it's really important. And I think they've done a very nice job of being able to share their experiences.
Jeff, Olivia committed in the middle of July of 2019. You were recruiting her obviously for a year or two, maybe before that. You've known her for so long. How has she changed maybe the most in that long period of time that from starting to recruit her to getting her and then getting her on campus?
Well, forget the basketball side of things. I've seen the growth in there. She's got 1,500 points, 1,000 rebounds. It's her as a person, as a young adult, that I've seen so much growth from. It was really neat today. She came up in the office. She worked out this morning and then came upstairs and, just walked in. I gave her a big hug and we just started talking, asked about her family, see how her sister's doing, her brother's doing. And it's things like that she really didn't do a lot of the past few years. She was kind of quiet and to herself. And she's come out of her shell. She's really got an unbelievable personality. And I told her, share it with people. Let people know who you are as a person, not just as a basketball player. Because see, a lot of people misread her body language at times and her passion for the game. Oh man, she got bad body. No, she's just passionate. The kid wants to win. She wants to do well. So I think it's been great for her to get outside of her shell now and let people around her see who she truly is. Because she's a wonderful young lady that, and I'll give her credit too. The last month and a half, for about 2 months before that, I think she started realizing, man, this is all coming to an end. And then you start worrying about what am I going to do next? What am I going next? And you lose focus of what you're doing now. And we had a nice talk about the future is going to take care of itself if you take care of the now. And I can really say, and I don't think I'm wrong, that she's really enjoyed the last 2 months of this season because she's been in the now. Because it's hard to enjoy it when you're worried about what's going to happen in 2 months. And she's going to go play somewhere. There, I have no doubt in my mind if she wants to. And that's always the great thing about being a kid and being a young adult is to have options where you're not just pigeonholed into this is what I have to do. She's going to have those options, and then it's going to be up to her what she does with it. Anybody else with anything?
I guess speaking of the now, you guys have put yourself in a good position to be a top 4 seed. Obviously, have to, win it, focus on Clemson, and then have a couple of things happen with Florida State and Duke. But I guess just talk about that matchup with Clemson, and do you now sense a little more urgency with the team?
Well, we've had a lot of urgency since the start of league play. I mean, I'll go back to our Memphis game. When you're sitting at 6-5, there's urgency. There's not much room to screw up. And I thought we really got ourselves together, and we've made, I think, huge improvements from the middle of December to now. I think we're a different basketball team. And if you followed us like you have, I don't think there's anybody that's actually watched us that would not say, man, they've gotten better. On Sunday's game was an absolute disappointment that we didn't finish that out. Because I look at things and I'm like, God, if we pull that thing out, we win on Thursday with a Clemson team that I've got a ton of respect for. You've got a chance to possibly host the first and second round if you look at our body of work. But that game, really hurt. But now we're competing, as you said, to hopefully get a chance to be a 4 seed in a 3 or 4 seed in the ACC tournament. Depending what happens, I think these last 2 games can put us between a 3 seed and about an 8 seed.
6.
If we lose them both.
Yep.
3 and 6. So, there's a lot of room, and everybody's still playing for a lot. But really, really pleased at where we are. But Clemson, it's a ball club. If you look at their scores, they played Carolina to a 2-point game. They beat Georgia Tech at home. They played Notre Dame to a 9-point game. And it was a ball game to the last three or four minutes of it. They're a team that shoots the 3. In their Pitt game, they shot 36 threes or 36 or 37 on Sunday. Came from the 3-point line. So we know we're going to have our hands full, and this is it's an important game for us.
Given what's happened with the game and where it's moving, do you feel like the 4, or in this case 5-year players at the same school will become more and more of a rarity?
Yeah, yes, I do. I hope not, but I just think anymore you're able to change so easily that if you don't like something, you just change. Now, do I think it's really helping? No. But, people can say that about coaches as well. Now, they can't say it about me. I've been here for 18 years. But and I've had opportunities to move. But we've been through some ups and some downs, but it's been rewarding to watch us as we've progressed. And I think with players, I talked to a few of mine yesterday about just getting off social media. Just get off of it. If you want to post, that's great. You want to post your stuff, fine. You want to get out there and put your brand out there, that's great. Don't read the comments. Like, why do you let a perfect stranger dictate how your day's going to go? And that's what happens. You win a game, read it. They're going to tell you how great you are. The same people that tell you how great they are going to tell you how bad you are after you lose. And they're not in the moment. I say this all the time. I invite all of our fans. Our practices are always open. Come watch practice anytime you want. Then make comments. But you come and you watch 1-2 hour game, and you have no idea at times what some of these kids are going through. They're 18 to 22-year-olds. And I look back when I was that age going, man, were they in a relationship and somebody got dumped? Kids are devastated. You failed an exam. Somebody in your family passed away. And then you show up and play that night and go, man, she sucks. What's wrong with her? I can't come out and say all that. It's not my place to. But I tell these kids, like, you're in the moment. You live there. It's your journey. Stop letting others dictate what your journey's going to be. I look back at the Angel McCautreys and, Shoney's and kids like that, and I'm like, I wonder what it would have been like for them to have it like we have it now. Angel was able to just go play basketball. Go play ball. You have a great time. You might read a few things. I'm not even sure how big the internet was. I mean, I can't remember. But I know there wasn't all this social media. And I just tell them, use it to promote your brand, but don't use it to let people judge you. My wife and I joke, like, she hasn't been on social media in about a year. She's like, I can't. It's tough. Listening and not listening, hearing and reading what people say when they really have no idea at times. It's like, golly, it gets you so mad. And she's like, it's the best decision I've ever made. And now she reads all your all stuff. She'll click on your alls. But no, and I think that's important. But so you talk about 4 and 5 year kids. There are sometimes I hear what fans say and what they write and go, why would a kid want to stay for 4 or 5 years? Like, when you're telling me I suck, why would I want to stay there? See, sometimes I don't think people realize that they are kids. Now, I know there's a lot of responsibility, especially now with NIL and different things that are taking place. I'm first one to say the innocence of the college game has kind of gone away. Because now, if I'm writing a check out of my pocket to go to NIL, to go to you, now I expect you to perform. But at the same time, I also have to be doing that understanding they are 18 to 22. And grace is a wonderful thing. It's an absolute wonderful thing. But unfortunately, we don't give a lot of grace, not just in college athletics, but in society. And I think that's one of the things, boy, if we could learn to give people grace and give somebody the benefit of the doubt and actually find out what their story is before you judge them, it'd be great. As a person who stutters, when I first got into this, before people knew that I stuttered, although it shouldn't have taken that long, the things that would be said and be written and, people would send me, like, man, you should go get help on public speaking. Well, no shit. You don't think I don't do it already? But like they have no, and then when I reply going, I've had a speech impediment since I was a kid. Like, oh, I'm so sorry. It's like, think before you speak. So yeah, I mean, I know I went on a little soapbox there. But I'm just trying to spread the knowledge. I don't have much. Yes.
Speaking about grace, or talking about grace, you guys have, going into the postseason, have been kind of Louisville saving grace, looking at the kind of versus the men's, where we've been longing for them to be in tournament bound.
They're in. They're back.
We know that. But just speak maybe just toward Coach Kelsey and just their success here so far this season?
No, it's been fantastic. I mean, I think everybody in our entire city is thrilled. You know, Pat brings a lot of passion, a lot of excitement. His kids play extremely hard. I've heard nothing but great things about them. You know, I shared it with a few people, and you know, I didn't do a good enough job of getting it all out. But you know, at the beginning of the season, my family, we go to Our Savior Lutheran, a church in town, and they're building an all abilities playground for kids. That, you know, when you learn stories about, you know, you're in a wheelchair and you've got different handicaps, you can't walk up the steps to get to the slide. So they're building an all abilities playground at Our Savior, and it's for the community. It's not just for the school. And I went to Pat and I said, hey, would your kids be interested in giving this back? And he's like, I'll talk to them. And yeah, they gave back. And you know, it doesn't matter if it's $25 or $50, whatever it might have been. Most of them gave a couple hundred, and my kids did the same thing. You know, we have student athletes that appreciate that now they're able to receive NIL, but we also have kids that want to give back because they appreciate the community that gives to them. And you don't give back because you have to, you give back because it's the right thing to do. And I've been contemplating for a long time of trying to do a little thing with the media to, you know, talk about this and bring the men's program and our program in, because I think there are a lot of people that don't know the good that student athletes do to give back. And you don't give, as I've said, to have people tell you how great you are. But I think at times it is important for people to know that you do, that these student athletes do give back. And Pat's got a very giving group. I think you can just watch them, the way they play, the passion they play with. Our downtown has been needing this for a long time. You know, and it's been great to see the excitement. I mean, we take great pride in what we've done here too. And, you know, and it's one of these, like, golly, now we've got football, our men's basketball program, and the excitement's back. You know, volleyball, women's basketball, our swimming programs, we have a lot of Olympic sport programs that have been fantastic for years. But we're just not the revenue generators for everybody else. So that's why it is so important that we support men's basketball. We support football. You know, I've been here for 18 years. I understand how the budget works. You know, I tell people all the time, I tell my own fans when they're like, oh, women should get the same as the men. I'm like, hey, I'm all for that. Would you like us to charge the same for our season ticket prices as we charge for the men's? And then I can go in there and fight even more. Well, we kind of like our prices. You know, but what I've always said is I've never been someone that will say, whatever the men get, I want. In our program, I always have asked, and we've been so fortunate, so blessed to have athletic directors and administrators. I just want our kids to be able to have the same experience. If the men go down to the best steakhouse in town, I want to be able to take my team. But as I've said before in meetings, like, you go to Applebee's, and there's a fraternity group here at a table of 10 and a sorority table of 10, and they say, you have to buy food for one of the two tables. Which one are you buying for? 99% of the people go, well, I'm going to buy for the women. They aren't going to eat as much. You know, I'm going to save some money. So I don't need the same dollars. I want the same experience. And we've been very fortunate, very blessed to work at a place that gives us that. And I can't tell you how excited we are for the men's team. Just, golly, to see downtown the way it is after games and before games, it's been quite a few years since we've had that. Anybody else want any tidbits on life? Let me know. I'm in a giving mood. If you don't want to work hard, yeah. I mean, if you want to take shortcuts, I'm a hard coach to play for. Like, you ask Casa, you ask the kids that worked hard every day. No, I'm not hard to work for. I'm not hard to play for. But see, I always ask them when they come in, what do they want out of this college experience? And 99% of them will say, I want to be a pro. I want to have a chance to play professionally. And then I always ask, are you sure that's what you want? Because we know what that looks like here. So when you come to practice and you don't give full effort, if I don't call you out on that, I'm not doing you just. And that's what I try to tell all of them. Like, be careful what you tell me you want. You know, it's like I joke with them all and I say, who wants to be a millionaire? You know, and they'll all raise their hand and I'll be like, you know, if you spend every dollar of your paycheck, it's hard to ever become a millionaire. You do normally have to try to save some. I don't care how much you make. You can make $4 million a year, but if you spend all $4, you're never going to become a millionaire. You're just going to always live on your paycheck to paycheck. And that's kind of what I talk to them about with basketball. If you want to be a pro, then you got to invest in it. But if you just want to be a good college player, that's okay too. There is a difference between the two. So I'm just honest. Some like it, some don't. The majority of them, I think, appreciate it. They might not always like it all the time, but I think they appreciate it. And the one thing I've always said, and I truly believe this, and I'll go to my grave with it, is what happens between the lines during the game and during practice stays there. You can miss every shot. Yeah, I'm going to get on your butt if you're not sprinting back on defense, if you're not boxing out. Sure, I want to win. But when that game's over, it's over. I'm not one, I don't have a doghouse. You're not playing this and that. I joke with them all the time. I can literally disdain you being around. But if you can score 20 for me and help us win, I'm going to play you. So don't worry about that. And they kind of laugh, and I'm like, no, seriously. You guys sometimes think it's who he likes. Oh, they don't like me. It has nothing to do with that. I go, when I stop getting on you, then you need to be concerned. Because then you've realized, man, he's just giving up on me. And a lot of times in life, you normally give up on yourself before anybody else gives up on you. And that's part of it. So, am I hard to play for? No, I don't think I'm hard to play for. I just like to win. And in order to win and be successful, it takes a lot of work. Did they say that or not?
Yeah. Come along those lines, yeah.
I love them all, I'll tell you that. As I say, I truly do treat them like my own kids. And as I've said in here before, my own kids don't like me all the time. It's called parenting. Nick's kid likes him, but that's because she's too young. She's too young.
She didn't like me last night.
Anybody else with anything? Before we finish, I just want to say thank you for all of you. I mean, I appreciate the coverage that you give our program. I know it's not the norm, and I do appreciate that. We are absolutely blessed to have a fan base that comes out and supports our kids. Rain, snow, it doesn't matter. They're there. And I think I know our players appreciate it, because when we go on the road and you're playing in front of teams that are ranked in the top 25 and they've got 1,000 that show up for their games, you know, I think our kids really then are able to take a step back and go, man, we're really fortunate and blessed to have the support that we have. But, you know, it started years ago. And I keep telling them, I go, it's our job to keep making everyone want to come back. And that's accomplished by how you compete day in and day out, and then how you handle yourself off the court. And we've been very fortunate to have a great group of young ladies that represent our university and our city extremely well. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it.